Thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm Leela. Welcome to a me and my iPad production, the iPad APPy Hour. I'm gonna make some music with loops and samples. Happy Monday or Tuesday if you're living in the future. I'm gonna say hi to y'all real quick with my face before I head into my corner like usual, and we'll start making music. Also, welcome to the Matrix. I'm a Matrix girl today. Take the pink pill. The pink pill. Sweet. Jim Shannon's here. First. Good job. Thomas Christ. Hello, my buddy. Anybody who has not done so yet, go check out Thomas's channel. Even if you're already subbed to him and everything, he's been putting out a song a day. He's been singing every day. It's super cool. Robbie Stingle, dropping beavers in the chat. Rubes, good to see you, my buddy. Big green tinged hearts. Mark's GAS station. GAS, one of the favorite things that's wrong with me. Sweet. Mike Shaner Music. Well, so nice to see you. I'm really happy. Yeah, let's get loopy for show. Faux show. Doug Woods just did a video on a looper pedal. Cool. Maybe I'll have to go check it out. I have, I don't know. I guess not, I'm not a synth player. I mean, I should. I kind of know, right? Anyway. So if you guys use loops and samples, could you just let me know in the chat where you get your loops and samples? And if you have any special interesting ways of using them, I'm going to go to my corner and I'll say hi to you as you dribble in. But it looks like the rest of you are sitting in the back row with your notebooks, taking notes, passing notes, smoking. I don't know what you're doing. Anyway. Happy 420 to those who are partaking. I'm going to go to my corner. And introducing the star of the show, my iPad, Isla. Woo! Here we go. Excellent times. So I'm just going to start by visiting my sample folder. Samples. Hey, Tales Told in the Dark. Nice to see you. My fellow dark one. Jim says he used to get his loops from Output Arcade for the desktop. Really cool. And Thomas says, I use them sometimes. I either take them from YouTube, Apple Loops, or the FL Studio cloud thingy. Right on, right on. Super cool. Yeah, exactly. Like one of the, after we look kind of through this folder, we are going to probably open up GarageBand first, just in case all you have is GarageBand, so you can kind of see the depth of what there is available and what kind of cool stuff you can do. And then I'll move on to Logic's AUM EG nodes, and we'll see about using some fun stuff to get crazy. All right, so here's some samples I have. This comes from a member of our community. This is What's This Music, or E-Urban. Did a Foley pack, and I'm pretty sure there's more. You can find them on a lot of times in these chats and on Discord. Hey, Maddie P, so good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Right, so I mean, just like things like we could be like that's literally dragging a thing. That's why it's called drag thing. Like shaker 30. Just a little shaker. And you know, these are just small, these are just one-shot samples. Then there's, let's see. I have these homemade loops or homemade samples. Like this one, the detuned uke. I've used that. Train Voyage 1. I recorded with my video recorder because it works better than the audio recorder. You get better sound. So I took a video on a train. Made the train. Then I made like this little drum jam. And I'd have to cut this up, I think, to use it appropriately. It's like 75 beats per minute. Drums. I could use something like meow to make sure that I've got my sample set up perfectly and timed and set up perfectly. I did a show on that before. It'd be really cool. Oh, hardware looping. That's super cool. That is a moment that. So let's get at it. Oh, let me see. Oh, I made a loop mix loop. This is probably really weird sounding, but I made this in loop mix, and I'll be working with loop mix later too. Hey, that's pretty cool, actually. And of course, I didn't put what key or anything it is, so that's really helpful. Then, let's see. We'll go. Ghosthack is one I use a lot because they offer freebies all the time. So you can get tons and tons of freebies. And then every once in a while I buy some. There was a deal on an ultimate pack the other week that was just so good I couldn't give it up. So I went ahead and let's see. So this one is 30 free meditation sounds. Let's check out these samples. So this is Ghosthack Tonal Percussion for C. Nice. That's super cool. There's Decay E. See, these are kind of sounds that you could put into a drum machine or one of those apps that like Nano Studio or BAM or whatever, and just, hey, happy Monday to you too, Sith. Love you, girl. But the kind of loops most people are used to talking about are simple 4-bar, 8-bar loops. Hey, Clayton Von Kluge. Good to see you, sir. Right, see, so there's one-shots and loops and MIDI. So here's 3 sets of things right here. Like this is an A sharp minor 90 bass. Motion. Yeah, that's a really nice loop. So a loop should sound good as it plays over and over again, right? Like, check this one out. This one's called Bubbles. These are all seem to be about 90. This is for synthwave. So if we decided to play with synthwave, then we could use these or some other ones, and then I think we will. I think it's just for fun, since we've got Synthwave open, let's use Synthwave. So the other thing we've got in here is MIDI loops. So these MIDI loops, you can't see them, but they'll give you MIDI. Let's open up some GarageBand and see how that goes. I may have to reboot a few times. Yeah, it's a nice sounding bass, isn't it? All right, let's create a song. And we'll start just with meow. Meow. Uh-oh, kitty's up to no good. Let's just start with audio recorder, like what we would do later to put in a voice thing. Oh, you've plugged in. Let's turn on monitoring. Hey, everybody. If this was lead vocals. Lead vocals. Lead. Lead vocals. Anyway, we're not going to be doing that. So when you're in GarageBand, which is free when you have an iPad, well, it's included. Seagull Rock Squawk, is this a rave wave like type thing? It's kind of like 80s, yeah, kind of 80s, 90s synth sounds, retro sounding, ravey, cool, nice. I'm gonna take a hit off my oxygen boost here just for fun. I don't know if Kitty's down with it as much as she'd like to pull down my green screen. That's her usual. Anyway, let's see. Oh, look, we've got the cursor, which is awesome. So you come up to this little wheel, settings wheel. We're going to set this tempo. We have those 90. I'm going to use one of those 90 beats per minute loops in here. And then we'll go back to settings. We haven't chosen our key signature yet, but you know what? Let's use that last one, that G minor. Let's do G minor. All right, G minor. We'll find other G minor stuff. And that's kind of the point. You look when you're looking outside of Apple, you have to key match and beat match. When you're inside of Apple's ecosystem, it does it for you. So we'll have some fun after we run some of this in. Okay, so we got G minor. And then here's our loop browser. So loop browser. So that also not just gives you Apple loops, but it also gives you files and music. So you can search your Apple Music. You can search your purchased Apple Music, I think, or it's iTunes maybe. I don't know. I never use it. So watch this. So you import something by browsing items from the file app. This is something that Russ8889, he loves the way that he imports things using GarageBand. So a lot of times, even if he's going to be using Logic, he would bring the files in this way. I mean, I've been doing it a different way because it's not the most intuitive process, but we won't worry about that. Let's come back and let's get this sample that we were after. Let's go back to that Ghosthack. Let's go to this synthwave stuff. Let's go. Synthwave. I think this was the one we just found. So we're looking for these loops. This bubble bass G minor, I think. Let's look bubble. There it is. So you just tap it. And then sometimes if you have a really long list of files, like I do, I have a really long list of files here, so it may not be May not be the best idea to not use the search function. Let's use the search function. Let's go G minor. Ooh, there it is. The Ghosthack bass loop bubbles. I agree completely, Jim Shannon. Launchpad is pretty good for getting a basic vibe. All right, so you can listen and make sure you got the right loop. And then you just drag that puppy in there. Let's see if I can get it to drag. There we go. Boom. So this is a 4-bar loop. Hey, Ed Zielinski's here. Welcome, Ed Zielinski and Hugh Caldwell. Meow. Yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm having trouble sleeping right these days too. It happens a lot in summer, especially I think in the farther north you are. So you're in Scotland and that's pretty far north. So you're probably getting way too much freaking light. Strong light. Yeah, who doesn't love some G minor? So sweet. Now what we've got here, what iPad version do I use? I have a 2021 iPad Pro M1 chip with 1 terabyte storage, which also bumps up the processor speed. And I honestly, the only difference I would make if I would buy the exact same thing again, and maybe if I could afford it, I'd get the 2 terabyte. And I would definitely get the 12.9 inch screen instead of the 11. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry you got food poisoning. That sucks, babe. Jeez. So we'll just take this puppy and in a GarageBand. Oops. You can loop it. Loop. So now it's looped. So now we've got the whole thing set up. So let's go back to these Apple loops or back to our file browser. Aw, Clayton, you're so awesome. So I'm going to search these Apple loops for, actually, let's go to genres. So we were looking for synthwave. So let's see. Oh, I don't see synthwave. Why? Electronic, maybe? Not hip hop. Genres. Electronic. Let's search for synthwave. Well, I don't see anything. So let's take off this genre filter. And we'll search again. Let's look. Synthwave. Well, it doesn't say anything about synthwave, so I guess we'll just have to, let's see, soundpack. Maybe there's a soundpack. Alpha waves. Apple loops for GarageBand. All right. Oh, I get it. I only had 2 sound packs. Silly girl. Let's look for synthwave now. Nope. Still none, so maybe we can find it in genre. Oh, no. Anyway, we won't worry about it. Descriptors, we'll skip those. We'll just find something. Let's look for synths. We'll just listen to some stuff. See this? Listen to this Abstract Memories. This loop is in It's hard to fall with my face against a glass wall. Afloat syntharp. Ooh, let's just check out. Let's see what that sounds like. That's a bit loud, baby. Yeah, that sounds nice. Me too. I love the throb. All right, so I've all showed you how this works I've shown you how it works in GarageBand. So I'm not going to stay in GarageBand. So this is when we get to Logic is when we might start having a problem, but that's cool. We will work it out. So we exit this. It's called My Song 22 right now, but we don't want it to be called that, do we? Let's call it Synth Wave-ish GM90. Sweet. That's what most of my songs are called when I start out. Now we get out of GarageBand entirely, and let's hope, against hope, that we can use Logic without having a incident. Right, look it. So we had this, it's right there in our recents. You could, if it wasn't in recents, let's cancel it and I'll show you. So it's in my recents now, but if I wanted to find it, it would be iCloud Drive, GarageBand for iOS, and there it is, synthwave-ish G minor 90. We'll just get it from here. Now, when you open a GarageBand, you haven't had Fruit Loops in years. Oh, sometimes you think, why even bother when these programs make all these awesome sounds? Well, you know why you bother? Because if all we had was this, then we would all be using this and there would be nothing. Pretty soon, everything would just sound like an Apple loop. This is why we're going to mess around. I mean, we can do stuff with only loops, right? But we don't have to just use loops. We can always do other things. Yeah, one thing you can count on with Hugh is that no matter how sick he is, he's going to be sick. Like in the head, as in a naughty boy. Right on. So we've converted a copy, and now boom, look at this. We've got these same, Apple Jacks and Fruit Loops together. Here we go. Nope, can't hear it. That means, let's try unplugging. Please do not adjust your set. And replugging. Hey, E. Urban, I already mentioned you today. You have been promoted, my friend. Love it. And now since we've got all this cool stuff, I wonder if it tells us customize global tracks. Let's show global tracks. I'm going to let's go with the bass line. Okay, I'm going to leave the chord track thing alone because we can do it a whole different way. So when we're in here, now this is a loop. This is a self-created loop called a session player. It's creating a loop for you. Where's the song? What do you mean? Oh, whoa, you're right. Hang on, my friends. What have I done? Let me see what the heck is up. La 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 la. One thing I love about working with this, Isla Cameo. Let's see. Logic Pro. I may have to and redo it. Let's turn it off. I love how this works. Thank you for bearing with me, my friends. Let's see. Whoa, look at that. It goes off into infinity. Very cool. All right. Let's try unplugging and replugging. I might have to reboot. Okay. Going, closing everything, rebooting. And this is a good lesson to you all. All you need to do is just stay calm and keep working. Hey, Covered by CQ, welcome, welcome. Ooh, at the seaside. Thanks for letting me know, Seagull. Whoa. What? Support apple.com iPad restore? What? Hang on a second. Did my iPad die? No. I'm just going to hold the thing down. There we go. I'm holding it down. Rebooting. Here we go. It's rebooting. That looks good. I have iCloud. I wouldn't lose a lot of stuff. I have a very large iCloud. Okay, that's looking good. All right, let's plug it in. All right. Ooh, that's looking good. All right, let's see if Logic works. See, now you guys, that's kind of fun, actually. Maybe a little, good Lord. Let's hope for this. Good morning, Jade. Yay. Oh my gosh, it's working. Yay. Yay, see, Jade came and it made everything work. Jade is magic. Now, back to what we were doing. Boom. Just gonna come in here. And like I said, we'll self-create a loop. We're gonna self-create 16-bar session player drummer. We're gonna come in here, drummer style. Let's see. Electro trap. Let's use synth pop. And we'll open the letter create. And we come in and it's right here all set. So I'm going to turn my intensity down a little bit. Going to turn my fill up just a little bit. My fill complexity up just a little bit. And we're not going to follow the chord rhythm. We're going to follow the rhythm of a track. Lead vocals. Kick 1, snare 2, clap 2. Where are the synths? All right, we'll work with this. Let's see how it goes. Now. Not bad. All right, kicking back. So now we have, and if you wanted to export this as a loop yourself, say you like this, then you can come in here. Something I always do, remember, is right here at the bottom. Boop, 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 boop. Right here at the bottom, there's 3 little things. This one, the one on the far left is the browser. The one in the center is called the inspector. And the one on the right is channel strip. So I use a channel strip. I solo this. Since it doesn't have any other doesn't have any other MIDI in it, it's not going to give you the MIDI anyway. But let's head in here. Now we export all MIDI tracks as MIDI file. Import selection is export selection, especially if you're just going to make one section. If you have several sections, you want to work with those. We just share. Now I'm coming in here to audio share. Boom. Now it's like. And you could just take this now and put it somewhere. Synthwave-ish G90 mid. Now I could just take this and export it, save to files, go into this samples. Let me see, homemade. I'm going to create a new thing and I'm going to call it Twisted Apples. So we're going to save that in Twisted Apples. Nice. Wrinkles and creases from green screen complaints. Ooh, this is going to rock with the breaks I'm about to get. So G minor 90. I mean, I can obviously mess with them, but let's head on back over to Logic Pro. All right, our export was successful. Twisted apples. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've got some wrinkles in this green screen. I'm moving my green screen and changing the wrinkles. It's not changing anything. And I'm not see-through anymore. Am I, Easy Herbs? Right on. Now we'll do this other thing. I'll show you how to import your files, your loops into Logic Pro here. At least the way I do it is let's go back. Let's undo. Okay. So what I did is I came up here to the 3-dot menu in the center and I tapped add another window. Now I'm going to files. And we're going to open up. It's already set. It's in MIDI files. Hey, Kubrick lover. Welcome. Look at this. There's Ghosthack bass loop bubbles 90, but it's the MIDI version. So we'll actually get out of here. Let's go up. Go up. Let's go back to samples. We'll grab one Ghosthack. Now I'm just going to search for 90 GM. Okay. So what's this one? Synth Loop Sorrow. I don't know how that'll sound, but let's try it. Because it can't hurt to try it. Okay, I'm going to make this a little smaller. Now, which one was it that I just did? Not bass. Done. There it is. Okay, here's our synth. So we'll pick it, and you just pick it up and drag it here. Wow, that's weird. It is 5 things long. Like, what? I'm going to do something weird with those. Let's mess around. Now, here's one thing you can do with a loop is stretch it. Stretch it, baby. So this little thing is called stretch. When it's set up, all you do is drag it to the end. And it's the same. And if you're going to do that, you're going to want to go into the inspector. The Inspector General. And choose flex and make sure flex and follow is on. All right. Now let's see if it sounds terrible or if it sounds good. See, pretty sweet. Now we'll go back and let's find something in MIDI. Because why wouldn't we? I'm still just using these Ghosthack ones, the synthwave loop kits. Let's pick a one shot, maybe. Are they all in C? I'm not sure if it changes. Well, let's find out. I'm just going to throw something in there. Let's go boop. Oh, nope, that's just a sound. That's not a... Didn't sound terrible. Back to... Is there some MIDI? Nope. So let's look somewhere else. Let's find some MIDI. MIDI kits. Dramatic, D minor. EDM 1, C major. A minor. We're looking for MIDI. Type MIDI. Now we have tons of them. I know you can change the... I know you can change the speed, but I don't know if you can change the key. Maybe G minor. Ooh, here we go. Ghosthack. MIDI 120 memories. I don't care. Let's find out. No point in pretending. Let's not import the tempo information. Sweet. And now look. You have exactly 4 bars. Let's check it out. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Which one did I have soloed? Whoops. Let's get out back here and unsolo this. Now we'll solo this. we'll just stretch that, or not stretch it, but we'll loop it. So there's trim, which is the standard one. There's loop, which when you drag out the ends, it loops. When you're using trim, if you dragged the edge over, it would cut it in half. You can use this to find a spot and split it. Then we had stretch. We're going back to loop. These last two, by the way, this is select multiple, the one with the dotted lines, and the one that looks like a copy paste, copies. Shocking, isn't it? Let's loop this. There we go. So when you're using a MIDI loop, what you could do is just change just change. Let's try a more synthwave instrument maybe. So now what you have is like you get to use whatever instrument you want. Let's replace this sampler with almost anything, right? I think Nerd Synth would probably have something. Just see what its little dupe. That sounds pretty like it goes right there. It all technically goes together. It doesn't even sound bad. Nice. That sounds pretty cool. Reasons why a MIDI drummer is better than a real one. They don't drink. They don't complain. They don't sleep with your girlfriend. And they don't, right? It's like that. What was that joke? What do you call a drummer without a girlfriend? Homeless? Oh, MIDI loop. Yoy. Right on. So we've got this, and we can come in here, and there's so many other things that you could add. Well, you want to change the name of that. So rename this Steinway grand piano to Nerd Synth. Nerd Synth in it. Your girlfriend sleeps with us, Smithy. Lols. Nerd Synth in it. In it. Okay. Now let's see if we can get some loops going together. Now this is already, obviously we're not going to use all of these at once. If I was going to keep working with this, of course I would just drag out the edge like 16, and I can just use the, whoops, let's not copy everything. Let's 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Okay, so we've got everything, and then we tap. Oh, so tap, 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 tap. All right, we got everything. So now tap it. Damn it. There we go. Long press it. And copy everything. Now we pop down to 9.1 here. And then you tap on the screen and paste at playhead. Now everything is double. We'll delete that. Oh, not that. Let's undo. So now you have to tap off the stuff. And I just tapped separately again on this second little thing and deleted it. So you could get like, you want the bass to start coming in early, late, maybe just take and come in here to 5. Whoa. Just tap your, get your thing on 5-1 here. And now 2 ways to do this. You either tap the split and then you tap on the one you want and you just whoop, cut down. So we come back to trim, which is our standard, and just tap this, double tap it and delete. So could be like, yeah, whirly. Yeah, I kind of like that. Let's get rid of this ARP. I'm just going to get rid of one set of ARP. And then we could just take out the second one. Now let's go back to the beginning and see. See, there we go. So this is where the verse would come in. Do 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 do. Sweet. That's pretty cool, eh? But what really weird stuff? What really weird stuff could we do with? How could we make something cool? We can do it in here. For example, we could start a new track. And let's change and do something different with this sample. So I'm going to say software instrument, and it's going to give us nothing, and we're not going to use a real software instrument. What we're going to do instead is to up this knob right here. Instrument 24. So instead of instrument, we're going to choose something like loop mix. And you tap open loop mix and make it as large as possible. Since we're not using our file browser, let's enter full screen again, because this is tiny and I can barely see it. Boy, did we polish that thing. Oh, that sounds awesome, Robbie. And yeah, Smithy, loving that, huh? Sounds awesome. So let's tap in here, and you could use their loops and samples and mess with them. There's several things in here. Let's try these little pop vocals. I'll use the slowest ones. This one says it's 105 beats per minute, but it's going to slow it down anyway, so. I'm syncing it. Whoa, don't. Let's get that tempo back to 90. 90. That's what we're doing. 90, sync. It just changed the tempo on me, damn it. That is creepy. All right. Now it will be like. Wow. Can't hear that. Oh, I remember. I think you have to say like something like record MIDI to track here or something like that. Or maybe just put something here like a modulator. Nope, doesn't work. It kind of sounded good at 120. Yeah, another fun thing to do is to chop the loops and shorten their durations for gated effect. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, we should chop some up. But I could also just put a gate on them. But I'm just saying if you don't have that, right? We might have to do the loop mixing separate. I'm just going to delete this. Delete. Say goodbye. But I do like the idea. Let's take this synth loop, this sorrow synth loop, because, and we'll duplicate this track. And then we'll take this duplicate thing, and then you just drag it straight down and it copies itself. Take the duplicate off. How cool, right? Take some chops and reverse them. Yeah, so I'm going to, instead of using the split, let's take this and I'm going to split it into fourths maybe. Let's go. One beat. One beat. Now we're going to take this second, we're in here, right? So you tap this and choose split by playhead. Now, you do it again. Split by playhead. We're just doing them one beat, right? Because I don't want to take as much work as it would take. Because I'm not cool like Easy Herbs. La 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 la. Split by playhead, split by playhead. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right. Let's go. Let's do 2 bars of this. Okay. So 2.1. Split by playhead. 2. Ooh, whoops. That was a mistake. I actually did it the way Easy Herbs would have me do it. Let's undo that last one, though, because I want to be consistent. All right. Split by playhead. So there's 2.3. Split by the playhead. 2.4. Split by playhead. Let's show you the other one again real quick. At 3.1, we'll put it in split mode. We'll tap. We'll cut. Putting it back to trim. Let's take this one and completely delete it. So, I could take this and make it half the size. It's going to be a terrible gate. It's going to be really freaky. And we'll just make that, all right, half size. All right, now we'll solo that and just see what it sounds like. Cool. Now we just made our own gate. And we could take these. I have another cool idea here. Whoop. Let's unsolo that. And we're going to duplicate this again. And we're going to take and move all of these down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can also use your shift when you've got your keyboard on. All right, coming back to number 2, let's, oh, did we copy it? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I was holding down. Now, there we go. So we copy them, or no, actually we cut them this time. And then you come back down to audio 6 and now paste at playhead. Now, so we've made our own gate there. On this one, we're going to use a gater. We're going to use something that gates, an audio effect. And I'm going to choose one. Let's see, what's a simple gator? Is it Yukawa? Or how about, oh, let's look. Actually, I know what to do. Let's open up our keyboard, show keyboard. If you tap this, you tap your emoji thing. All right, now we've got my AUBE. What I did was I tapped the emoji key twice. And we're going to get an effect, like a time effect. Scatterbrain. Yeah, Scatterbrain should do. Let's use Scatterbrain. Now, we'll just use one of their, like, breakbeat me, right? And then we'll turn it off. Oops, go back. Let's use something that's a little more deviant beats. All right. Of course, it wasn't on. Now we go back. Yeah, see, that was a real kooky bit. We can. I'm going to show you more on a bigger piece as well. Let's unsolo that. Now imagine let's just use it on this first loop. Oops. All right. And here, let's hit Scatterbrain. Audio effect, Scatterbrain. And we'll use Breakbeat Me. And we'll solo that, and we'll see how it sounds. So if you want to try out some different presets on something, what you do is you tap it and you cycle. You hit tap cycle, then you type selection. So now we'll just be listening to this over and over again. Whoop. Dr. Malcolm. Frantic drummer. Jump around. Now scatter. Did I say hi, Kubrick Glover? Maybe sequence 16. Wasabi. There's many, many other apps that do this. I'm going to use 16 just because that's what we... And then, so because we don't want a bunch of this, we don't even want to hear any of this. We'll come back to number 5, and then we're gonna use automation, and we're gonna choose. Ooh, whoa! If you pull out, whoa! If you pull out, you can grab Scatterbrain. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, mix, retrig, buff, shuffle, step resolution, steps, trig chance. Let's not do that. I can't automate what I want. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna take out Scatterbrain. We're gonna turn off Scatterbrain. And instead of, we're gonna automate the volume so that this volume is on and it peaks by, so here we go, volume, right? So you make, now you have to go pencil, so you tap, see? And then we just go boop. Then you just take the first one, or the first peg, pull it down. Now you'll have a sound that comes up while the other sound is being weird. And we'll unselect that. We'll go back. Weird. Yeah. It starts out weird and then it gets... Now it sounds pretty normal. Right out of sight, sight. Brother, can you give me a light? Light. Time for the people to start a fight. Woo! Nice. So, damn, look. So we just sit there and we haven't even spent an hour and we've got this already, right? So cool. So since I couldn't get the loop mix thing to work in there, let's actually just pop out of this synthwave project, which is starting to sound kind of cool. That's empty. Let's get out. Yeah, that worked pretty well. So we'll use loop mix next to mix some loops together. Oh yeah, actually, I've got an idea. We were too fast, so hopefully this works again. We'll start a new one. And you can use live loops. So you see me push live loops. So you drag, like, grab here to create tracks. Do we have any like setups that come? So what you do is like you make loop, you patches loop samples. Loops. Just the, so grab here to create a track. See how it works? So then you just tap it. Oops. Oh yeah, we're still in the editing mode. So then underneath, so then you create a new, let's choose audio and we'll find, let's just choose one of these 60s shuffle drum set. Pop that in there. Now we'd be like, you can either be like, click the whole thing, Take off edit, by the way. Oh, so record, just play. So now we're going to trigger them. They're sync. They just sync, right? Now we go back. We could, let's stop this. You edit. Let's throw in this bass. There we go. Now we want a different electric piano. You can actually, so here's another piano track, right? So these are only, now a lot, say we have another piano. Like what if we had like slap bass? So we've got some more bass down here. We got different bass. So now we could be like, now you take it back to trigger and you could just trigger an entire thing like this. But you don't have to play the whole thing of anything like you saw. Now, we're just going to screw around here, and I'm going to choose record. And then, whoops. 1, 2. Hey. It only seemed to work like that. You can see the point anyway, so let's go back and look at it and track. Oh, we probably end up having to be like, having to have it say that it's supposed to funk slap bass. Oh. Yeah, I'm not so good at that. But as you can see, you can do this, right? You can either use it to start like I would use it less to record directly than I would use it to audition sounds. Let's get out of here. I'm not even going to keep this. I'm going to just delete that. Oh, no, I didn't record anything, so it's, oh, there we go. Delete. Say goodbye to that. All right, let's head out of here and do the next interesting thing that you can mess with loops in, which is loop mix. We shall open loop mix. And here you make your own by let's see, load. Here we go. So you can choose randomize all. You have to set something wonky future, say blend to or something like that. Maybe. I guess to randomize them, you have to have something set up. Well, we could just go relaxant kit, poly breaks beat, funk school beat. Look at this vocal pop. There we go. Let's find that G minor stuff. Maybe we'll go back. Oh, let's go back to all. Let's do G minor, G minor. Modular line. Let's check out the modular line. And remember, we're going to do 90 beats per minute. So you can just change it, and there we go. So I'll play. And the thing with this is that you can Or you can set it to change every... You can change so that you have poly, complex, and you hear something you like I like that sound, say, then you could just instantly go over to export, and you can export the audio full loop. Boom. Loop mix loop. Let's put that in audio share. This time let's change that name. There we go, rename. So you go loop mix 90 GM. All right, now you have this. We could just open up. Yeah, it's not very loud. Sorry. Well, hopefully this will work. Oh, okay. Synth waves. Logic Pro for iPad. Synthwave-ish. It sounds like we're going to be able to hear it. All right, turn off. Let's go back out to regular. Make this as small as possible. Now we come back in and do this thing again. Add another window. Choose files. This time, use the side bit. And I don't know where. Oh, yeah, it's in audio share. So audio share. Loop mix G90. So all right. Now I'm going to, let's see. All right, we'll go all the way over here and see what this little loop mix thing sounds like. Sounds a lot better in here, right? That's insane, right? Now let's try listening to the whole thing and see if that added something. King Key Ideas. I might add that to like the second. Yeah, not bad, right? Now going back over to loop mix, you can do, instead of doing this whole thing, right? You can head back to load and just instead of all these things, you take that out and then you tap this plus, and what do you know? So let's head back over to samples. And now we'll look for G minor. We could just throw in, I'm just going to literally just throw in whatever. Yeah, because I'm just going to change all the things. I'm going to just change everything. I'm just going to throw anything, and then we're just going to throw some random drums in here maybe. That synth bit would bloom. Rad. And of course you can add things like reverbs and other, like you saw me, I added a gator on there all all by itself. We just did it. Now we'll just go G minor and then samples. We'll just pick something. But that's pretty much the same thing, so let's not do that. Oh, wet folder. do 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 do. Yeah, I could be happier with a little bit more intuitiveness on the Files app and everything. Let's just go way down here. I don't know what that is. I'm just trying to find a few things. Samples. G minor. I don't want to spend all my time on this because I got a few minutes left and I want to show you one more thing in EG Nodes. Let's just pick something random. There we go. We'll just get rid of those three. We'll come back. Whoops. Well, it just undid itself. I don't know what to say about that. You get the picture. You saw how I loaded them, and obviously you can, I've done that a bunch of times. I'm just going to show you one more thing. We're going to show you EG Nodes because it does really cool stuff with. Oh, whoops! I don't have my beta. I have to download it. So I'll do a separate video on EG Nodes for that. Let's see. Have I left out anything cool about loops and samples? We've talked about where to get loops and samples. I've showed you how to use the loops and how to import them into GarageBand and into Logic Pro. I've showed you what the Apple loops are like. I've showed you how to stretch loops. I've showed you how to cut loops. I've showed you how to use effects on loops, to use loop mix to mix them all up together. I think we actually may have gotten pretty far with this. So let's see if we can actually just redo this all again. Get rid of all that. And I'm going to go somewhere. I'm going to go to a specific sample folder where, let's see. Let's go to like Mobile Music Pro and use a certain, let's use these cyberpunk ones. Drum loops. Let's see. Let's just add some different drum loops. So there we go. And then let's see. Tops. Beat. Full. See, I'm going to just use different ones that aren't even the same. Let's throw in one that's like 175, right? Because the thing is it's going to mess them all together. Sweet. Now you have all this craziness. Let's listen. And it's going to be 90 anyway. Now I just set it to change by itself every. Yeah. Then you can do these other things. You can generate several remixes of it. And then you just tap, and you can set these to your, so there's that first one. Decide which one you like best. So we want to save this, and we're going to call this Random Ass Drum Loops. And you can kind of get the idea. We're so close to the end, but let's get rid of that. We can get rid of Logic Pro and files, and let's quit. And we don't have to worry about EG nodes. Like I said, I'll do a separate thing on how the crazy stuff you can do with loops and EG nodes, or you can watch Jade's shows on it previously, or my shows on it previously. But let's just use AUM, about my favorite thing, and we'll bring in Loop Mix as a audio. There we go. Now I'm going to leave it at 120 because that'll show you kind of the versatility, right? Whoops, not 20, 120. It was better off the way it was before. So let's set it to 120. And now we come back in here and we look in, and we should be able to find our brand new pack, user presets. Whoops. What did I say? Random ass drum loops. Okay, there we go. And let's just set it so it changes every time. Now we'll just be like, let's see what it sounds like. And of course, my last and favorite, and I've done lots of shows on this, and so is everybody, Launchpad is full of loops. So we'll add some music to this with loops as well. You can actually loop up your loops with, oh yeah, I forgot to load Launchpad. There we go. Let's see what this is. House rumination, okay? It's 10. I think I'm gonna, it's kind of, I don't think it matters, but I'm gonna just set it to G minor for the hell of it, right? Now we've just got that kind of glitchy. I'm going to do some more of these lyrics of. Break the wire, rearrange the song, make it short, make it long, work on the rhythm and make it strong. Take that monkey, turn him into King Kong. Nice. Sweet. Oops, I forgot to turn off my echo. All right, you guys. Awesome. I'm going to say goodbye to you with my face. I think I've given you something to think about, some ideas for how you can use loops. And once again, remember, you don't need to just keep using loops. You can obviously add other cool stuff to it. Next week, all right, let's first I get back to audio share. Get back to my intros. There we go. Yes, Jade Star is up next, showing how she makes thumbnails. Wicked cool, right? Whoops, I haven't given you my face yet. Let's get my face in here, and I'll tell you what I'm up to for the rest of the week. Hi. Sweet. So, let's add this. Right on. Tomorrow, I'm going to be working on a Chill Zone song, a video for a Chill Zone song. And we'll just be talking about, kind of planning of the visuals and matching moods. We're going to be putting into effect a lot of the things we've been talking about last few weeks. And then on Wednesday, I have an exciting new remix category where I've decided, the way I remix my own songs with Launchpad and different drum beats and stuff like that. I'm going to do the same thing with jazz standards. I've already got one, Ain't Nobody's Business If I Do, and Ain't Nobody's Business, it ain't nobody's business what other songs I'm going to do. So that's going to be awesome. And then next week, we're going to talk about, are you ready for Songtember? Right. So I'll see you guys on over at Jade's. I forgot to set the redirect like a big numpty. So unfortunately, we'll have to follow the link today. Because basically we won't go into this too much, but I've been suffering from depression and executive dysfunction. So it's really hard for me to even get here. So you should be happy that I'm here and that we shared this incredibly awesome time today. I shall see you all at Jade's. And if not, I'll see you tomorrow at my show, where we'll be making a video for Chill Zone Soar. Right on. Bye. Big love and all the peace you can carry, baby.